Hey, what's up guys? WhirlXbow back here, and today we're back on Highlander Priest. I'm not sure if this is going to be the last video or not. I am definitely thinking of moving back to Wild. I personally still don't really like the standard format. So I think this might be the last video in standard, but I will be thinking about maybe switching this deck to the Wild version, or possibly back to Dead Man's Hand, but that's going to be for future me to decide. Or if you guys want to just tell me below what you guys would rather see, tell me below. You know, maybe if you want to see new Reno Priest in Wild, maybe you guys want to see some more Dead Man's Hand Warrior in Wild with the cards in the new set. I don't know, but you guys should just tell me below what you guys want to see. With that being said, let's jump right into the first game, right guys? I'll see you there. Ooh, a mage with the KT portrait. That portrait looks fucking sick. That portrait looks so fucking sick. I'm not hard mull, I think, here for removal. And for Illucia. But I think that is probably our best way to win is those cards. So the thing is, it's like a 50-50 kind of on whether it's aggro or control. Because there are definitely a lot of the combo players, and there's definitely a lot of the aggro players. So it's kind of a 50-50, and the early game cards they both play are very, very similar. Although this is kind of telling me it's the more controlled version. A lot of the aggro versions wouldn't be playing something like this. It's just too slow of a card. You'd rather just have them dead versus play a 7-mana minion. So this is kind of making me hoping to draw Shadow Madness. Oh, he's going for a big-ass turn here, huh? Okay. With him going for a big-ass turn, we have some amount of time to set up. Cards like Zephrys helps. Cards like Wave helps. Shadow Madness here would actually be kind of insane. Hopefully he goes face. Face? No, okay. I was hoping for him to go faces so I can renew my face. And I actually should have took it for this. Shadow Madness? Wait. My friendly characters. Oh, that's true. This one I can actually turn my face with it. Mind Games is alright. I think I take Holy Smite here though. Yeah. So here I'm looking at saving. Like, I'll possibly just be playing Zephrys next turn, depending what he plays, to get Shadow Madness. Because if I coin Zephrys, the 3-drop spell it should offer me is Shadow Madness in order to take the Solaria. So yeah. There I played the Renew target itself, because I'm pretty sure on turn 5 I will be playing Devout Pupil. If I draw Shadow Madness right now, though, I'm in such a good spot. Was that I could just play Shadow Madness here, I could have saved the coin? No, okay. Let me coin first. Coin first here is important because this way it's going to see that I have 3 mana and not only 2. Since remember, it doesn't see cards in your hand. Beautiful. Now we get the Solarian Prime, which is really, really nice. As well, it allows us to possibly next turn play Devout Pupil, depending what he does. Cards we're definitely looking for here. Cabal Acolyte, Illucia, because I feel like Illucia here would be actually kind of insane. Spellburst is dealing 4. It can hit face. It didn't, sadly. Oh no, never mind. This one can't hit face. Okay. Yes, this is just fine. This will sadly get pinged off, but I think it's rather to let it get pinged off than waste 5 mana. I mean, I could have theoretically played Mindflayer, but this is like something terrible to Mindflayer. The faster, though, we get to Illucia, the better we are off. As well, KT combos really well with Shadow Word Ruins, especially if he is playing a list that plays the Giants. Because then he'll probably end up playing both Giants in one turn, and then I could go KT, Shadow Word Ruins, and then he's sad. That's actually really good, because this gets me another random minion. I like that a lot. And even if I need an extra turn, I could always just do this to make him take an extra turn and then do this and that. So, I should be fine. The just really important thing is to find the Mind Reader. Or Mind Renderer. Yeah, that's really, really important. Because if he can't OTK me, he can't kill me, is how I see it. That's a... We also got a really shit minion, which kind of sucks. I am fine with that. Because he played really aggressively, so that means he wasted the second Frost. Okay. Fine. My health total should not really matter, because he's probably going to end up killing me with the combo. So my health total being 26 doesn't really matter. Last time, as we saw, right, he did 31 damage in one turn. Being at 30 health wouldn't change anything there. It would be really nice, though, to draw, like, these cards. Like, some of the cards that we can play aggressively. You know, Solarian, Kronx, Onyx, Alexstrasza. Okay. I think that's a phrase you'll only get with KT. And I wonder if KT says something special if you play KT. I know that in the adventure he does. If you played the old KT, in the adventure, if I'm not mistaken, he does special line. As well, if you play Lich King against Lich King in the Frozen Throne one, he also had a special line. I wonder if KT here is just, that's a broken card to get. That just means he doesn't have to have the second Sorcerer's Apprentice to really pop off. Because now everything he draws he'll be able to just play. It's good though that he had to waste Evocation here. If that's all he's doing after Evocation, I'm kind of fine with that. He wasted turn 8. Should be fine. I'd really like him to play a Giant here though. A Giant or two. That's a little obnoxious. Fuck. I was hoping he didn't get the other card off. Illucia? Shadow or Death? None of these cards that can be played aggressively, which kinda sucks. I'm splitting up that buff. Partially just because it makes it so single target removal is worse, and that deck does typically have some amount of single target removal. If I would have just thrown it on here, sure, I would have been healed up to full. Again, health total doesn't really matter, and this way he has 2 different targets he should answer instead of just 1. And then I gave Reborn to this because it's the thing that comes back with the most amount of power. I could have theoretically given it to this, so I got another Lackey. I don't know if Lackeys are going to necessarily be that important in this matchup. I definitely think it's decided if we draw Illucia or not. As well, Thoughtsteal could be very, very helpful, as well as Madame Lazul. And just cards we can be played aggressively. That's fine. We have this. That's kind of... like, that's the weak part. Although my minions are immune while attacking. That's kind of bad, because I want this to die. Possibly we could, like, take a whole bunch of shit with KT here, depending on what we draw. That'd be really nice. I'm hoping he's going to play a lot of spells here, so this way he can have multiple 5/5s. Because if he's only playing 1, then this was, like, really, really dumb here. Really? Okay. So this does theoretically have to die. But I can't... my hand is so shit to deal with this board. I think I can take a turn. How I see it is that right now he can't kill this. Okay, that's perfect. Right now he can't kill these, and if he floods the board, we're fine with that. Like, if he makes like a whole bunch of 5/5s, we're fine with that. Because with a whole bunch of 5/5s, it kind of plays into Kel'Thuzad, Shadow Word, Ruins. As well, if he just plays minions here, we could also just Plague. And if he has no more cards in hand, he theoretically can't win. You played Evocation. All 4 of those hit there. Am I getting, like, actually trolled? into a Frostbolt. Okay. I do not like what I'm seeing, but okay. There's the giant. Okay. So yeah, here's just Kel'Thuzad. Kel'Thuzad and World Ender bullshit. Take his shit. Yeah, so there's no doubt in my mind that that was the right choice. He has no cards in hand. This can no longer trigger, so we don't actually have to deal with it. He has 5 power on board. I could kill this. 5. There's no one card in the game that can deal 20 damage, even with spell damage +1. Even Arcane Intellect into theoretically 2 fireballs with this, which he could do, plus hero power, that's 14, 15, 20. I'd be at 5. Theoretically, I don't think I can die from this position with the 1 card in hand. He doesn't have Solarian Prime because we stole that. So I don't believe there's a single individual card that could win him the game here. Like, I mean, sure, Blizzard wouldn't be great, but I could also just, like, respawn with a Soul Mirror, which kind of clears the board. Yeah, that doesn't kill me. And he's dead on board, right? 16 plus 9 is 25. Yeah, he's dead on board. KT, OP as shit. Dab on them haters, you know what I'm saying? KT is so broken. I know I said that last video, but man, KT's good. Man. Oh, that was gross. KT doesn't seem fair. And I know it sounds like I'm excited in Standard, but I feel like KT would just be even better in Wild. Mass Hysteria plus KT seems like a fucking dab on him, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, with that being said, let's jump right into the next game. Oh, a Shaman. I'm almost 100% sure this is going to be aggro. I'm trying to think what other type of Shamans could it be, and I don't think it could be any. Cabal Acolyte could be really, really insane with the coin. So can Scholomance. So can Holy Nova. Like, my hand feels super, super powerful right now. It's important, though, that spell burst is after you play a spell. So, theoretically, if something has 5 attack, and then it dies to a Holy Nova with this in the battlefield, I can take something that, or say it has 4 attack, and he has a Flame Tongue dies to the Holy Nova, then I can take it if it has 2 attack. That's obnoxious. Although we do... Fuck, I can't even combo Illucia with... I can't... Shutterwalk's no longer in Standard, right? I don't think so. I've been playing way too much Wild recently, and I see this guy, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Shutterwalk. But I don't think Shutterwalk's in Standard anymore, so... It might be Highlander. It could be Highlander. I feel like that deck is going to become more and more popular, so... Yeah. Although not drawing Disciple of Galakrond is kind of obnoxious. You know, I don't think I've played Galakrond yet that's been invoked twice. I mean, that's all I can do in this deck, but I don't think I've done it. So, that's a thing. Oh man, I feel like standard decks are just super weak. You can't actually kill that. He's gonna get 2 lackeys, 3 lackeys off that possibly, depending if I Holy Nova or not. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. I have to remember that if he plays Lackey Flame Tongue, I can't just take a Lackey. I'm in a very, very bad spot. Although Holy Nova could also be pretty good if it's not the gain 2 health Lackey. Depending what he does, Holy Nova could be insanely powerful here. And if he just doesn't play anything, I mean, Cabal Acolyte can just take that. I don't know if I necessarily want that. I feel like that's kind of a weaker card to get, but actually, that's a really powerful card. It draws cards, huh? Hopefully, if I wipe his board this turn, what's another lucky? Oh. sadly doesn't have anything with 2 attack. This is super greedy, but I think it's actually the right call. I feel like the coin could be super, super powerful in this matchup, and I'd be a fool to just throw it away to Holy Nova here, when next turn I could get a lot more value. Sure, he gets another Battlecry minion, but it's not like he wouldn't... His hand is already probably 5 things that have Battlecries. Like, see, that's another one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has 3 other ones in hand, so it didn't matter if I gave him another one. I want him to flood here, and just hopefully he doesn't get the 2 health lackey. Of course he does, but... Again, it's kind of fine. He has the quest already complete in hand. You're going to play Holy Nova for free. Like, that was super free. And I didn't have to commit to it early. Now I always have Shadow Madness. I have various different things I can coin out. Here for the... Why is that in his deck? Oh, it's to come with the other part. I see. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is your next Battlecry, right? Your Battlecry. Oh, no, that's all Battlecries. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was your next Battlecry. Oh, it's because Shudderwalk thing is your next battle. That's a spell damage one, so that's fine. I'd really like him to have a 2-powered minion here that I can run his totem into. I don't have a second Holy Nova in hand, sadly. Versus there's only one in my deck. The problem is summoning a 3/6 taunt with this on the battlefield feels dumb, but or a 4/6 taunt, but I think it's still probably the right call. I have to deal with this sooner rather than later is the big thing. And again, as soon as he has a semi-big minion, I can always just take that. Even I don't know, man, I feel still kind of weak. I'm in a very weak position. My hand is just not great to deal with a slower deck. Of course, you have Wasp. It's your best answer in your deck, quite literally. Oh my god, that's the perfect lackey as well. This does mean I can no longer Cabal Breath, which is kind of obnoxious. My hand is so garbage, it's kinda insane. Although, depending what he does, I do have Soul Mirror next turn, which is really, really powerful here. So. Never be afraid of your inner power. If ever a spell, it costs 1 more. Ow, my dome. This is actually not so bad for me right now. I have to do this. It doesn't kill this 4/4, which is really obnoxious, because it summons them in order. But, oh well. I have a 2/5 at least. I didn't actually have to hit here. Like, I did not have to do this hit. Or with this guy, which might have been better, because I can take it next turn. But I feel like it doesn't matter, because if he has most cards, I'm just dead here. Yeah. We never had an answer to this. Like, although our deck plays a whole bunch, we just never drew one that was fast enough. I guess maybe Coin Holy Nova was correct then. It did play around that, but judging by the rest of his hand, it didn't actually matter. He had a very, very, very good start to the game. and our hand was kind of garbage. And see, this is a problem I kind of have with Standard. Actually, I can get into that in the next game, alright? So, I will get into that rant in the next game. Alright guys, I'll see you guys there. I hate rogues with a burning passion, but oh well. Oh, I forgot to add ooze again. Every single time I queue into a rogue, it just reminds me that I forgot to add ooze. I'm keeping renew because there's a 100% chance it's aggro, and then I draw 13 mana worth of cards. Alright, so getting into what I think the problems are with Standard in Hearthstone, and that's just, honestly, the lack of cards. I have the same problem with Standard in Magic. I have the same problem with, like, a lot of things, right? I feel like, due to the fact that there's so little cards in Standard at the moment, I'm super limited in how to build my deck. Compared to Wild, right, where you have access to every single card. Sure, there's a whole bunch of cards that are god-awful. But in Standard, it's just like, there's a higher percent of cards that are god-awful, because I feel like they were designed with other cards in mind that are not currently in Standard. Like Kel'Thuzad. He's like kind of a prime example. He's really good in Standard, but I feel like he's like 10 times more powerful in Wild. Cards like Illucia. It would be really good in Standard if there were more combo decks. Sure, there's like a Druid combo deck, kinda. There's a Mage combo deck, kinda. But still, I feel like, compared to in Wild, right, where you have, you know, Mech-Cthulhu decks, you have combo Priest decks, you have combo Mage decks, you know, like every single class almost has a combo deck, where Illucia is so much better suited. I feel like Standard is just boring. There's not enough content there in order to make it interesting to me. I love the fact that it took him the entire turn timer to figure out that he wants to play his cards. Here we're in a very, very rough spot. So this is 6 damage. I couldn't hold this off for 1 turn, which means I take another 6. I take 12. Or I can play it this turn and then possibly discover a breath. Whereas if I play it this turn and I don't hit breath, I lose the game. If I do hit breath, I have a much higher likelihood of winning. If I wait, I feel like that might be the safest play, so that's what I am going to do. But if I don't hit breath, I think I lose. Like, even Holy Nova, I think, might just be too slow. Like, I need to draw breath here. Or I guess Holy Nova. Zephrys do it? Zephrys will not do it. I don't think there's a single card that's one... Oh, Whirlwind. Never mind. Zephrys will also do it. It can get me Whirlwind. Sure, that doesn't kill this 2 health guy, but it kills the 2 1 health guys, especially if he drops the other, the Sky Pirates in his hand. Yeah. Whirlwind would be perfectly fine. I mean, my Zephrys dies to his weapon next turn, but I should be fine with that. But that's not the card I wanted to see. None of those are the cards I wanted to see, so I guess I lose the game. Yeah, we're... I mean, again, Zephrys could be fine. Holy Nova's good. Breath is good. Everything else is kind of garbage. We do have this, but that's... The problem is the class has sap. The Rogue class, I feel like, is by far the most unfair class in the game. I don't really want to get into this here, but I guess I can voice... I mean, this is my video. Fuck, I can say whatever the fuck I want. So, Rogue does nothing badly besides deal with boards, but dealing with boards are not a problem when you have a board yourself. Sure, they don't do health gain properly, but again, if you are never on the defensive, health gain doesn't matter. When you're like a priest, sure, you can deal with boards. The problem is that it's 7 and 9 mana, the most efficient ways to deal with boards. Of course I didn't hit it. Like, I don't know. I feel like Rogue needs to be redesigned. If you want your class to be based around weapons, why the hell did you print a 1 mana minion that has 3 power? That doesn't make sense to me. If you want to make your class based around weapons, why is the class stupid aggro, and why does it also have infinite card draw? He top deck sap. He top deck sap. Am I dead? I love being dead on turn 4. Why? Like, I don't think this is a good card. I feel like it's too slow. But I guess against Priest, it's too fast. I'm still dead, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I take 2 here. Oh my god, this is so... I feel like there's just nothing I can do. And like, that's the big problem I find with Standard. It's like, due to having so many less cards, I feel like I have, like... I can't tech anything in my deck to do this, to deal with this besides Ooze. Teching Ooze in my deck means I lose a whole bunch of other matchups because rogues are the only class that play weapons. I don't know. I feel like Standard is just honestly bad wild. Like, if you only play Standard, I feel like you're missing out on half the game. I might have also been wrong with Secret Passage. That card... On paper, I find it doesn't look... He got sapped, didn't he? Or backstab. Does that mean I die? He hit with his guys, which is wrong. No, he hit lethal. Oh. So yeah. I feel like Standard is honestly just jam whatever Mongoloid aggro deck you can in order to win. Where in Wild, you can't do that. Sure, people say, oh, Wild was overtaken by Demon Hunters. Yes, they were. But at the same time, even though they had Demon Hunters, you still had plenty of decks that were beating Odd Demon Hunter. Even when they first got buffed. Compared to Standard, when Demon Hunters were semi a problem, there was nothing that could beat them. Demon Hunter had an 80% win rate. Compared to in Wild, when Demon Hunter was a really big problem and they got Twin Slice and whatever, the class still was sitting at, I would say, tier 2, tier 1 point, like in between tier 1 and tier 2. High tier 2, low tier 1 type thing. But it would still lose to like Warriors. It would still lose to Priests. It would still lose to it had a much smaller gap between its matchups. I don't know, and I feel like Standard right now is just overtaken by Paladins and Rogues. Sure, I haven't played much against Paladins, but having talking to people, it's apparently when you get to above Gold and into Diamond, it's a 50-50. You're either playing against Paladin or you're playing against Rogue every game. And I don't know, I haven't played Wild since the new set came out, but I feel like due to the fact you have so many more options, like, I honestly hate the cards, but Baku and Gen make it so that's kind of not a problem. Because you can have cards like Gen that will help certain decks. You'll have cards like Baku that will help certain decks. Like, I don't see how that rogue deck would ever beat, like, even with wild cards, a deck like Dead Man's Hand. A deck that is honestly just removal, health gain, and a combo finisher. I don't feel like that would ever be able to beat it, but in Standard, due to missing cool cards like Dead Man's Hand, cards like N'Zoth, cards like a lot of the board wipes, cards like Reno, cards like shit like that, you'll have permanently these aggro decks just running rampant compared to in Wild where, yes, you have the aggro decks, right? Odd Demon Hunter, you have Face Hunter players, you have, you know, combo mage players can be super fucking aggro and kill you on turn 5. I learned that the hard way. But you'll never see a combo mage player in Standard kill someone on turn 5 just because they don't have the tools. They're super scared to print control cards. Because it's going to make all the people who play Mongoloid aggro decks not want to play the game. And those people that play the Mongoloid aggro decks, I'm pretty sure, are the biggest player base. Right? When you just look at it, when you sit down and you play, just calculate how many times you play in Standard versus a control deck versus an aggro deck. Even right before the set came out, I talked to someone that played a whole bunch of Standard games, and it was all aggro. There were nobody playing the control decks. Because it just doesn't make sense. Because they're going to overtake because they don't have the tools. Right? Imagine now if they printed a card like Reno that can go into any control deck. Right? 100% games like that wouldn't really happen because they have to play so much more conservatively. Because if I had Reno on turn 6 there, the guy lost. He had no more cards in hand, and I just dealt with his board of 8 power. But, you know, compared to in Wild where you have cards like Reno. So, I don't know. I feel like you just can't play any cool decks in Standard because you either just don't have the tools to survive, or you just don't have the tools to pull off the cool combos. And that's kind of my 2 cents on the problems with Standard. There's always going to be, Standard's always going to be a much more aggressive format. 100%. Because they won't make the same mistakes that they made in previous cards like Reno. Reno's probably a mistake. Raza was probably a mistake. They're really, really good. But at the same time, you need to have cards like that in Standard in order to help the control decks. The fact that Soul Mirror is 7 mana and Plague is 9 mana for a control priest player doesn't make sense. The fact that you don't have any cool card, you don't have any more early game board wipes like Warpath, right? Sure, you have Bladestorm, but Bladestorm compared to Warpath is fucking night and day. Bladestorms are kind of shit, but you'll never get another card like Warpath because it's just honestly too powerful. You'll never get another card like, you know, Dragonfire Potion, because that kind of inhibits your aggro players that you're kind of forcing, right? Again, Demon Hunter was kind of them cementing the fact that they want aggro to be popular in Standard. How the class is designed, it's not designed to be control. It's not designed for games to take more than 10 minutes. Compared to classes like Priest, even though they just reworked it, it's designed to have games take, you know, 20, 20, 25 minutes. And, I mean, honestly, I kind of see the Priest rework as a buff to Zephrys and nothing else, because they didn't change much to the class. The new cards they added are not played. I feel like Northshire Cleric would actually be something that Priest needs right now. I feel like it's perfectly fine if Power Word Shield draws you a card currently in Standard. But yeah, like, you'll never see another card like Power Word Shield ever again. It just makes the games too slow. The fact that Rogue still has Sap honestly boggles my mind. The fact that that card has not been nerfed since beta boggles my mind. That card is honestly, I think, one of the most powerful cards ever printed. I think it's up there with Northshire Cleric, and it's up there with, you know, original Unleash the Hounds. Or, not original, but original Starving Buzzard and Unleash the Hounds combo. I think Sap is, like, actually a problem, and should be looked at. It should be up there on the list. It's honestly something I thought since beta, to the fact where, sure, you have to rely on health against rogues, which is something a lot of classes can't do. Anyways, I kind of just noticed I've been talking for like 5 minutes straight, complaining about Rogue and complaining about Standard, and I kind of want to make that its own video. I might still do it. A lot of people don't watch the end, so if you watch the end, comment below, and you know, I don't know, I'll give you a shout out next video or something. I don't know, I'll figure something out. I'll ship you a crate of bananas, send you some cookies. I'll send you some cookies, how about that? I won't actually, because I think that might be illegal. But I'll send you guys some cookies. You know what? I'm going to start ending my videos with that. Rep the gang. Yeah. I'll figure something new out for an outro with shipping you guys some cookies. Because I know everybody likes cookies. If you guys don't like cookies, tell me below. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you guys did, don't leave a like and subscribe. Rep the gang. And if you guys do, I'll send you guys some cookies. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, guys? Peace.